You're around hood dudes you know that's about that life. Understand, when they start hearing Tupac, when they start hearing Biggie, they get a little weed, they get a little liquor in their system, and they strap. It is a recipe for disaster. So one of them draw out, hitting close range, boom. It doesn't influence me. Then why would you put on that same music when it's time to do a 187? When it's time to commit a murder, why do you gotta play music?
هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ وإلى آخره.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh to all the RipRightHD 𝗢𝗥𝗥 YouTubers and viewers. Welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD. And today we getting into it again. Upstate Sundays, y'all know what it is. We're still in the streets when it comes to my stories. And as we say before every video, letting you guys know this is not for glorification, but for benefit, so people could use my experience so they don't have to go through the same experience. So we're going through my experience at about 16, 17 years old when I first got shot for the first and the last time in my life. Okay, guys? Now, mind you, at this time, I've done the stabbing, I've done the batting, and I've done the armed robbery already, right? So for the armed robbery, I'm on 5 years probation. So with that 5 years probation came a lot of drama for me. Why? Because they gave me a 6 p.m. curfew. I never abided by it. And I was out on the streets running around for over like a year and a half. And I can't lie, probation came to my crib a couple times, but it wasn't nothing crazy. So I went to this party. First mistake. Why? Because the party was a house party, okay, guys? And usually when you go to a party, you're going to be out way past 6 o'clock, especially at 16, 17 years old. So it's my man Scream, my man Calico. They got their cousin Mario with them, okay? They from my side. So we on Canarsie area side, and we going over to Newkirk and 21st. You know what I'm saying? So my step pops was big over there, big time drug dealer at the time. So I didn't have no issues on the light side, quote unquote. You know, Newkirk and 21st, 22nd, 23rd, that little area before you get over to 25th and 26th and stuff like that. If there's even a 26, I don't know if there's a 26, but this is how it went. So Screaming them hit me, yo, listen, yo, we went to this party over here, boom. So I'm like, yo, let's go. At this time, I'm still not gripping hammers, but I'm in the streets just unprepared. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm BMW at the time, Brooklyn Most Wanted, that was the name of the gang. And, I got my flags on, I'm 269, you know what I'm saying? So I get over there, boom. They went to a party on Newkirk. And I believe it was like 22nd or 21st at the time. And that joint wasn't, what they wanted. I don't even think I got into that joint. So they like, yo, listen, let's go up the block across Flatbush and let's go to the dark side. So I'm like, yeah, the dark side. They like, yeah, the dark side over there, 25th. So now we get another dude, Jazzo, one of the bros. We get another bro. I believe his name was Damien. He was one of the dudes that got shot with me. It was 3 of us that night that got shot. So boom. So, and there's probably a slew of other dudes there. So, you know what I'm saying? We get over to the dark side. Whole time, I don't know, the light side and the dark side got beef. They must have not known either. Or like where was I? Like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all brought me over from the light side to the dark side. And people on the light side got beef with people on the dark side. Whether you live on the light side and you're not really into the beefing, you're a good kid, whatever the case may be, it's still not smart or wise for you to be on the dark side because it's free pickings. You understand what I'm saying? So when we got over there, it was cool at first. You know what I'm saying? We went, bust the corner on Newkirk and 25th, and it was like that first house. We went down into the basement. Second mistake, bro. You went to a house party and then it was in the basement, right? So one exit, in and out, sweat box. You already know what time it is. Listen, guys, if you partying, which I don't party, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't even listen to music. If you see most of my videos, there's no music on them, right, guys? So if you out running around partying, drinking and smoking, know that with dudes like me, that used to entice us in a certain type of way. And I'm telling you from a dude that was running around with them hammers. So if you're around hood dudes you know that's about that life, understand when they start hearing Tupac, when they start hearing Biggie, they get a little weed, they get a little liquor in their system, and they strap. It is a recipe for disaster. You understand what I'm saying? Because there was times I would cop a new hammer, let it off. I mean, let the whole clip off, blah, 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 make sure it worked. Come back to the crib, break it apart, WD-40, clean him up, and just, yeah, I can't wait to bust a dude. You feel, you understand what I'm saying? So this is the mentality, and I'm telling you, that's still how it is now, and probably even worse today. So we're in that joint, and you know what I'm saying, I'm hugging the wall. I don't really do too much at parties. At the end of the day, I used to go to most of them joints just to sell my weed inside of it. So I'm chilling. You might get a two-step out me or something like that. So I see a lot of commotion going on in the basement. You know what I'm saying? So everybody start like kind of like taking it upstairs. So, you know, I'm watching, you know, every time you see a light flash, a dude might light up a lighter, you watching faces, you trying to see what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm on my militant joint, but not really militant because you ain't strapped, dude. You buns out like a pair of Prince jeans. You just in there unarmed in a house party on the dark side, and the light side got beef with y'all. Okay, so, and I'm not even from that side. So boom, we come upstairs. So I guess Mario is drunk. This my man screaming 𝐁𝐄𝐂𝐻𝐿. So, you know, he while and carry on. People is coming upstairs. He tries to drop kick a dude. WrestleMania, like drop kick a dude with 2 feet. He jumps up, tries to drop kick the dude. Boom, he lands on the floor. The dude is standing up looking at him all crazy. So all of this is going on right in front of me. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to roll. This about to get crazy. So we end up leaving out the joint, hitting the corner. So now we on the corner of Newkirk and 25th. So the crowd is there. I never stand in no crowds. That's the last thing you want to do, because a dude could easily poke you up, or it'd be 4 or 5 dudes in the front, yo, talking. One dude come from the back, stick in between those 2 dudes, pam, 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 let off. It's all kind of madness when you dealing with crowds, bro. So what I do is I steps off the sidewalk. Now there's cars lined up because they're parked, but on my right I can see exactly what's going on. So I'm here. It's a line of cars. We at the end of the corner, so that's one car right here and another car right here. So it's a little space for me to get through if I need to get through. So I see the dude that was with us. I didn't know who he was at the time, but I found out that night after he got touched. You feel what I'm saying? His name was Damien. So he talking to one dude, yo, but it's 2 of them standing there, you know, with him, you know, hands in their pocket. I already know. So I'm like, oh man, now it's a dude coming from around the first car coming towards me with a club. Now, yo, you from the 90s, you know what the hell I'm talking about. That red and black club. Yeah, that you used to put on the whip. Yeah, that joint. He's coming at me with that, but he's walking slow like, yo, what's good? And I'm like, yo, boy, cool. You know what I mean? Cool it. I'm sitting here looking like a whole nut in another hood, miles from my hood, no strap, at a house party at like 16, 17 years old, on 5 years probation with a 6 o'clock curfew, and it's like 3 in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? Nut time. So as he's walking, the argument over here get kind of loud. So I hear my man, it's not really my man at the time, but he was with us. We picked him up basically, but when we went to Newkirk and 21st, he came up to 25th with us. He like, yo, y'all better not, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know what time it is. And he talking to them like, if he know them like that, like, yo, nobody better pull nothing out. Woo, 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 woo. So one of the dudes he talking to look at the next dude. They look at each other. They like, yo, you, what's up? Yo, he like, yo, what's up? So one of them draw out, hitting close range. Boom. Right? Hit him in his chest. Now, Why he ain't go for a headshot? Who knows, right? When he hit him in his chest, mind you, that's happening right here. The only thing that's between us is 2 cars. Now, I told you there's a passage for me to go over here onto the sidewalk. I'm in the street. My first thought, or should have been, go this way, dude. Run that way and go away from the shots, at least. You're in the streets. It's a crowd of people on the sidewalk. They got a bunch of targets. No, that's not what I do. That's not what I do. And why? Boy, I automatically ran through the car. So now where I'm at, I'm on the sidewalk. Right where Damien got shot at. Now, mind you, I don't know him at the time. I don't even know what's going on. Like I say, wrong place at the wrong time, right? But 𝗢𝗣𝗥 𝗢𝗪𝗡, right? Allah has decreed in what he does. He wills, whatever he does. So once I get between the cars, I turn right into them. Next dude pull out. Boom! Blew me. Hit me right in the chest. Boom. Came out the back. I didn't know at the time. Spun me around 180. When it spins me around 180, I'm kind of like low with it. What do? Right where you came back from, my boy? Yeah, go ahead back where you came from, dude. Because you don't want none of this. So I runs out. Boom. He hit me, spin me. I go right back through the cars. And now where do I go? Where I was supposed to go. I'm dipping that way. I'm out. So at the time, my hand, my arm, and everything, it just froze up. I don't know, because of the ligaments, the tendons, whatever is connected from my chest all the way down here. I can't feel my arm now, but my arm is stiff and it's here. But I'm out. And while I'm running, I feel it. I feel like I got shot in my back. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember 50 had mentioned, you hear the shot, see the flash, feel the burn, and I got you. That was, listen, that quote, that poem right there, that little was the perfect example of when I got hit, how it was. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to across Flatbush, now I'm on Newkirk and Flatbush at that store, the corner store on the left-hand side, past the gas station and all of that. So I see everybody running, boom, boom. When we get over there, everybody stop. I guess, what, we on the light side now, or we got further away enough? So once we get on that side, I hear people, who got hit, yo, who got hit? And I'm trying to tell him I got hit, but I can't even talk. It's almost like a dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and after a while, I couldn't, can't talk, can't tell him that I got hit. I was tired, I was winded. I just sat down, and then I laid down. That's when dudes came over me, Jazzo, you know what I'm saying? Jinx was there. I never forget it. He was over me crying, oh, little homie. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I was fried ice cream. Like, I thought I was going to die that day. So, you know, they call the ambulance. They like, yo, Sin got hit. Da-da-da-da-da. Yo, Sin got hit. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just lying there, you know, eyes opening and closing. So you seeing like the flashes. You seeing faces. You hearing. It's just like a whole lot of stuff going on. And you hear the sirens. Finally, the ambulance come. They cut all my clothes off. Had a nice little Guess black suit on. And I was really like thinking about my stuff after I got out the hospital. Like, yo, with my iceberg sweater with the goofy on it. That's how nutty I was. Boy, you almost died. They cut that off you. Yo, I had the brand new black ups. Why y'all ain't? It was like that silly with me. I had this flag that my first love had gave me. And it had her name in it. And that was really one of the most sentimental things that I lost that night. That I wanted. So it was just like a lot of stuff. So boom, once I finally get to the ER, this how crazy it was. They must have knew, they checked it, seen it. They know who gonna die and who not gonna die. So they came in there, boom, 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 boom. I guess they cleaned me first, boom, boom, seen what was good, left me. They didn't even rush no work on me. They left me, came back. They had a female. She must have been practicing to become a doctor, because the official doctor was behind her coaching her like, yes, do it like this. So they had to cut me open here at the side and stick a tube up there. I guess the tube is to run out all the bad blood, so I guess no blood don't fill up my lungs or whatever the case may be. They just was making sure. So you feel it going up your ribs, clunk, clunk, clunk. You feel it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm hit, I'm conscious. So she do that, sew me up, and he telling her, yeah, yeah, do it like this, and he's standing over her, you know, and I'm there like this, gold fronts, 6 at the top, 6 at the bottom. They pulling my gold teeth out. All kind of madness is going on in there. So she messed up. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, for somebody to become better in their craft, they have to practice. And who was they practicing on? Me, a live person, I guess, because at that time they knew I wasn't gonna die. And Allahu Alam, Allah knows best. But my wound wasn't, you know, because it went straight in and straight out, and I guess it didn't hit nothing. And you know, they could almost tell, a professional that's been in his craft or her craft for a minute can almost tell, oh no, that's not the right size. How you know? I could just tell just by looking at it. So she had to come back, cut the stitches out, take the tube out, reinsert the tube, stitch me up again. Then they left. So while I'm lying there, you know, I'm trying to see what's going on, because I'm in a room like I'm in the morgue. Nobody in there. Like, they just left me, dipped out. We talking about Killer County. I kid you not. I remember this joint like yesterday. And when I look up, it looked like it's Mario laying. So I start calling his name. Yo, Mario. And later on, when I told Screaming them about this, they didn't deny it. So I'm still baffled. So I'm like, yo, Mario. He's not moving. I'm like, oh, man, down. They done dusted Mario. He started the whole joint anyway. So Mario is unresponsive. So finally they come in there, grab me up out of there, bring me behind the curtain. As I'm coming out, I see Mama Love. I see my brother. You know what I'm saying? Where they was coming from. The club. 4 or 5 in the morning. They partied up, chinchilla, whatever you want to call it. What's the Sherlins? And yeah, that they got all that on. Boom. Coming from the club, looking good. So I see them, boom, at the corner of my eye, and they watching. They bring me out. They clean me up again. That's when it really was hurting. So I spent like maybe 7 days in the hospital. I'll never forget it, because it was around Valentine's Day. So I spent all the way up until Valentine's Day. So this had to be around February 7th or 8th. And I went all the way into Valentine's Day. And they didn't want to let me go, but I was good. They had to stick the tube up my penis for a minute. So I had the catheter. And I would just wake up, see people in the hospital, fall asleep. Wake up, and it would be like new people, but it used to be feeling like 4 or 5 minutes. I was banged up for the first few days, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a crazy experience, but it was an experience that I needed to have. And I think back now, because at that time I knew nothing about Islam. I knew nothing really about the religion I was following at the time, or quote unquote that I was born into. So I say that to say this, man. Just like that, a split second, that bullet, in reality, wasn't for me, but it was for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it had nothing to do with me. I ran into it. Why? Being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And we stress this so much. الْمَرْءُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدَ مَنْ يُخَالِلْ. We stress that. Why? Because nowadays, listen, if you not on my timing, birds of a feather flock together, right? You will be on the religion of your companion. So be careful who you choose as a close companion. Yo, if you around a bunch of nuts, 9 of them, you're going to be the 10th one eventually. And like I said, if you're around 9 dudes that could do a muscle up, more than likely you're going to be the 10th one. Inshallah. So surround yourself around people that's going to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily Scream and the gang was on BS, but we surrounded ourselves around people that was on the BS. You understand what I'm saying? So just like when you're driving on the road and you got to drive for other people, is the same way in everyday life. You got to think for other people. So don't put yourself in these situations that's going to result into gang violence or regular domestic, whatever the case is. If he beating you, it's about time you keep it pushing, because ain't nothing gonna change. More than likely, he's gonna beat you again. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the last time ever I went to a house party, but not the last time I went to a party. So guys, I'm gonna give y'all the spill on my first gun and how I obtained it and almost lost my life obtaining that pistol later on. And then I'm also going to give y'all some more jewels with that story, because it's a 2-part story and it was super deep. And I got one of my good bros that was in that, and he definitely almost lost his life. So if you're watching this and you think it's sweet, you think you could go out there and get shot and you're going to turn into Tupac and Juice, and you know it's just going to be all right. It's one or two things. They said dead or in jail, and I know that for a fact. My brother died in jail. My father died of gun violence. My other brother, gun violence. It's a never-ending cycle unless you decide you want to break it. So if you want to sit there and listen to drill music and say, nah, it doesn't influence me, then why would you put on that same music when it's time to do a 187? When it's time to commit a murder, why do you gotta play music? Why do you put on this music when it's time to work out? Because it gives you what? That adrenaline rush, and it gives you a pump. So even the people that influence can be influenced. So don't think that it doesn't have an influence on you. Stay tuned, stay rip, 6-pack, big back.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh